Confused about whether Americans can actually buy property in Whistler? With outdated tax rules, conflicting blogs, and a lot of bad info online, it's no wonder. So in this video, I'm going to clear everything up. I'm answering the big question, can Americans buy real estate in Whistler? The short answer is yes, but there are a few things you'll want to know first so you can move forward with confidence. And if you want expert help navigating the process, just click the first link below and book a call with me. I help American buyers get into Whistler property ownership every month. So let's start with the part everyone gets confused about. Yes, Americans can buy property in Whistler. You don't need Canadian residency, citizenship, or even any special approval. You can own condos, townhomes, chalets, anything you want with the exact same property rights as a Canadian. And here's the part most people miss. That federal foreign buyer ban you may have read about, it does not apply to Whistler. Whistler is officially exempt. That ban only affects a handful of big metropolitan areas, not resort towns. So if you've seen articles saying foreigners can't buy in Canada, they're outdated or simply not talking about Whistler. Where things do work differently for Americans is financing. You can't use a US lender to get a mortgage on Canadian property because they can't register a charge on a Canadian title. So you have a few options. You can work with a Canadian lender that specializes in non-resident mortgages. You can refinance or use a HELOC on a US property, or you can buy in cash, which is much more common than you'd think, given how much equity many US buyers bring with them. Non-resident mortgages here usually require a 30 to 40% down payment, and interest rates can be slightly higher. But once you're connected with the right local Whistler mortgage professional, approvals are typically straightforward and quick. Now let's talk about something that caused a ton of confusion in the past, the Federal Underused Housing Tax, or UHT. Now this used to apply to certain foreign owners of underused or vacant homes, and even if you didn't owe anything, you still had to file annual paperwork or risk penalties. But here's what matters today. The UHT was repealed in late 2025. It's gone. You don't have to file anything, you don't have to pay anything. So if you're reading old articles warning you about UHT deadlines, you could ignore them. That entire program no longer exists. As for taxes that do still apply, they're the same for Americans and Canadians. You'll pay the standard BC property transfer tax when you buy, annual property taxes, and depending on the building, possibly tourism Whistler fees. And if you rent out your property, you'll need to file a Canadian income tax return. Some hotel managed buildings withhold 25% of revenue up front for foreign owners, which gets reconciled on your Canadian year-end tax return and often results in a refund of some kind. So why do Americans continue to buy in Whistler more than almost any other resort town in Canada? After 27 years working with US buyers here, the reasons are pretty consistent. Whistler has pretty reliable snow, incredibly massive terrain, strong rental revenues, long-term political and economic stability, easy access straight into Vancouver from major US cities, and a mountain lifestyle that's really pretty hard to beat. So if you're an American thinking about buying here and you want help narrowing down the best options for your lifestyle or investment goals, just text me at my cell number below and we'll tee up a consultation. I'll walk you through everything and help you make a confident, informed decision.